Gaining momentum, making a stop, stepping on back, taking my shot, sharp as the tack, in a pop.
What's up, friends? Happy Saturday. I'm down in Charleston right now, and I'm making this video as a 1-year update from the day I quit my engineering job. It's been 365 days since I left the life of the 9-to-5 corporate world to pursue a life in music, and I'm making this to help anyone who might be in a similar situation or wants to change their life in a similar way. So we'll be talking about a few different things. I'll have the categories pretty straightforward, and I hope it's helpful to you. But the first thing I'll say is, since I left my engineering job to a world of music, I have honestly been so much happier. For perspective, when I was in the engineering world, I was out in LA, I was living near the beach, and I had the job that I thought I always wanted. I was working with companies like NASA, and I was basically in a spot where I said, you know, I could do this forever and support my family, and this would be enough. But then I made one song, and I knew right away that's what I had to do with my life. And it's been a little bit difficult because it's hard to go from that comfort to just going into the unknown. But still, even though it's been a year, I haven't regretted the decision once. The other thing I'll say is on travel. This past year, I've been traveling around a lot. You might have seen from my music videos, I filmed videos in about 10 countries. I did a lot of different cities in the US as well as Canada. And the main thing I learned from that traveling is that traveling won't fix your problems. A lot of people I see will quit their job and just expect travel to kind of fill a void or a gap that they think they've been missing from their life. And it does help, at least in terms of filling the sense of adventure, but it won't help on the relationship side. What I mean by that is, after this year, it was great going to all these places, meeting so many cool people, but honestly, it's a little bit more hyped up than it may actually be for you, because you don't have a lot of close relationships that you see consistently. I feel like the happiest people are the ones that are in a community that they love. They have daily or weekly things where they connect with the same people. And if you're just moving around, it's a lot more transient. See a lot of friends once or twice a year, and it makes it harder to build deep relationships. So yes, travel is great for new experiences, but I will say that I don't think it's a permanent fix. A lot of people I've met on the road travel just to kind of escape their life at home, and I don't think that escape can give you the high you're looking for permanently. The other thing I'll say is, a lot of questions have come up about finances and how I've been able to do this for a year and keep doing it. And I want to point to a few things that might help you, might give you some more perspective. The first thing is, when I left my job, I literally sold 90% of what I had. So I sold all my athletic gear, like my stuff for like cycling, for skiing, for snowboarding. I had so much equipment I had accumulated over the years, and I just did not need. So I got rid of all that. And then I really got it down to a few boxes. So I have my Miata that I've been using for road trips, a few boxes in storage, and that's basically what I've lived off. The other thing I'll say about money is, I planned this long in advance. So before I quit my job, I planned a year and ahead that I would leave my role. And this actually happened when I made the first song. So I made the first song, and I said, you know, in a year and a half to the day, I am going to quit my job. And that's exactly what I did. So it gave me plenty of time to save up and actually have the finances to go for a while. The other thing I'll say financially is, I'm in a phase where I actually call it investing in my business rather than investing in anything else. And what I mean by that is, I don't buy any real estate. I don't invest in the stock market. Everything I use financially just goes directly into my music and the advancement of that. And the reason I do that is because I see my future in music as having a much higher return than anything I could reasonably look at in the market or in real estate. And that's just because I've seen a lot of different success stories. I've been analyzing their past. And I truly believe that if you have something that you have in mind that you want to do with your life, whether it be creatively, etc., you can 100% make a life around it, but there are two aspects of it. One is, it takes a lot of time. For instance, I expect it to take anywhere between like 2 to 5 years to get music to a place where people look at that and be like, wow, this guy can do this forever. So I'm only a year in. I expect it to take a while longer till it's pretty sustainable. And I know that time will be important. The other thing is you have to look at it as a business. So everything I've been doing has been under my LLC, C-Blanch Productions, and that's been super helpful. So whenever I buy drones, whenever I do certain things for music videos, whenever I pay artists for features, that's all tax write-offs. So for instance, this last year, I got $10,000 back from tax write-offs because of running it all through my LLC. So if you have a creative pursuit, start that LLC and get those tax write-offs right away. The other thing I'll say about finances, for the past year, I hadn't been doing anything else to make money, so I was just going completely off of savings. But what I've started to realize is everything adds up. Things come out of nowhere for, say, maintaining your car, health, dental, all this other stuff. So I'm at a point now where I'm looking to balance it more and, say, find a role where I might be doing a job, say, 20 hours a week. And the goal here is that I can go as long as I need to, working that 20 hours a week, just to support whatever career I'm building right now, which is music. This is also a good option because I found that with nothing to do but music, I wasn't as efficient and effective. So I'd always recommend having something on the side that will support your dream and support your goals, just so you have some income coming in that you can put back into it. As a brief note too, there's been a lot of analysis on music and how much it takes for an artist to get to a sustainable level. And Wendy Day, who's one of the biggest music growth advocates and really self-starters out there who helped artists like Eminem and Tupac, says that on average right now, it'll take a rapper usually $150,000 for them to be making a livable wage. Now this is just livable. This isn't like Drake level. This is just 150 grand for you to have a fan base that supports you and maybe makes you 100 grand a year or something like that. So yeah, finances, a lot of ways to look at it, but I'm luckily in a position where I don't have any dependents, don't have any loans, and I've worked to make sure that I didn't have anything tied up in real estate and things like that, which I'm not saying don't do. I just know that for me, I need to put everything I have in terms of financial resources and time into music right now. So the next thing, outside of financials, I wanted to say that my future plans are, again, to keep doing this for as long as it takes to be at that sustainable level, where I'd be, I don't know, maybe 100K per year would be a starting point. And once I hit that reliable level, I want to build a record label. And the reason for this is I've always loved hearing new music, and I feel like I have a unique ability to pick artists out that would have future potential. So yeah, I want to help artists, and I think starting a record label will be the great next step. After that, so years down the road, the way I want to actually give back is by building more studios and schools. If you go to schools, pretty much all they ever teach you is orchestral instruments, piano, and I feel like all of this can be revamped. There isn't much in terms of learning electric guitar, music producing, learning how to make hip hop. So I want to try and at least revamp the curriculum in my local schools, and it's likely only possible in, say, more of the private ones where they have flexibility. But I truly believe that there's more room for growth in the music industry, and it starts with high schools. We can't be just learning instruments that aren't as profitable. Like, it is great to learn how to play like the oboe or the clarinet and be world class at it, but there simply isn't a market for making a living off that. There is, but you have to be one of the few people who do. So yeah, that's the future plans. And the last thing I'll say is, if you're watching this and you do have something that you want to go after, I 100% believe that you can do it and make a life around it. Like, there are so few people with that mindset, but I've gotten to the point, especially through fitness, through building this career, that anyone can make a life around it if they put in the time and they look at it as a business. You can't just sit at home, write songs, not release it and not promote it and expect it to get anywhere. But if you look at it like a business, you find a way to make money off of what you love. It's not selfish, it's making a life and then also giving back in return with the finances that you're bringing in. So yeah, you can make it too. If anyone else is on this similar journey, I'd love to be a friend or a mentor. We can help support each other just in conversations, because honestly, a lot of people aren't on this path and don't really have I don't know the right word for it, but they don't really have the, I guess, guts to just drop everything in their life and go after something. But yeah, happy to be here for you if that's something you're on your path for. But thanks for listening. So excited that it's already been a year. Can't wait to see what happens this next year, and really appreciate all the support from everyone on here. I've only gotten love and positivity from everyone in my life, which I feel is very unusual, especially for this type of career change. So really appreciate everyone for sticking with me through this, and can't wait to see what's coming this next year. See ya.